Really, I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long. But I really want to work with people that are either immensely talented.
About a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic, and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. Oh. I was killing it in the car.
Yeah. My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very I come from a middle class, kind of blue collar home, and
what unfolded on live TV stunned viewers and instantly set the internet buzzing as Bill Maher delivered a sharp, no-holds-barred critique that caught everyone off guard. Known for never pulling his punches, Maher openly challenged Ryan Reynolds, focusing on the controversy surrounding Blake Lively's court statements involving Justin Baldoni. Witnesses say Maher came prepared, mixing pointed facts with heavy sarcasm and his trademark smirk, making it clear that something about the situation didn't add up. Reynolds appeared unprepared for the intensity, with some observers saying he laughed it off awkwardly, while others noticed visible discomfort. Maher wasn't just joking for effect. He questioned what many now see as inconsistencies in the narrative, fueling widespread debate. Legal commentators have since begun examining whether parts of the testimony aligned with known facts, suggesting the move may have been calculated rather than genuine. The reaction has sharply divided public opinion, with some praising Maher for speaking out and others arguing he crossed a line. But one thing is certain, the controversy has escalated dramatically, especially after reports that Maher referenced past interviews, highlighted contradictions, and cited expert opinions to support his argument. The situation is intensifying as the case continues to be quietly examined, with growing speculation that something simply does not add up. Sources close to Justin Baldoni suggest his silence has been intentional, with some believing he may possess substantial evidence, messages, emails, or other material that could dramatically shift the narrative if revealed. This possibility has only heightened anticipation, as observers warn the legal battle could soon take an unexpected turn. At the same time, Ryan Reynolds appears caught in a difficult position, weighing whether to publicly support Blake Lively and risk escalating the controversy, or remain silent while scrutiny around him grows stronger. Although he is experienced in navigating media pressure, many are questioning whether that skill will be enough this time. Meanwhile, Bill Maher is said to be leaning into the controversy, keeping attention focused on alleged inconsistencies and ensuring the discussion stays alive. As debate continues, critics and media figures have begun questioning whether the lawsuit reflects a sincere pursuit of justice or a carefully managed public relations move, cautioning that if the claims prove overstated or inaccurate, the fallout could extend far beyond reputations and potentially undermine future legitimate accusations. Newly surfaced footage appeared to challenge Blake Lively's account of events, showing interactions in which she seemed calm, at ease, and even engaged with Justin Baldoni, leading some observers to question earlier claims of intimidation. What was once presented as troubling behavior began, in the eyes of critics, to look like a dispute shaped by power, perception, and public attention. As doubts grew, questions emerged about whether the allegations were being used to elevate public visibility, while Baldoni focused on defending himself with what his supporters describe as tangible evidence. At the same time, fresh rumors circulated suggesting Lively was dissatisfied with creative decisions on the film and attempted to influence or even control the final cut, an unusual step typically reserved for those with significant industry influence. This combination of claims, counterclaims, and insider reports has left many wondering what truly motivated such a bold and controversial move.
It's because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like a, hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason. And I'm really excited. But as I've gotten a little bit older, I want to Really, I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in.
Observers soon began speculating that portraying Justin Baldoni as difficult or unqualified could make it far easier for Blake Lively to justify stepping in and taking control of the project, as the public narrative might shift toward viewing her actions as protective rather than aggressive. Critics argued this strategy appeared calculated, designed to appeal to public emotion and secure sympathy. Behind the scenes, reports suggested Lively relied heavily on her influential inner circle, with rumors claiming Ryan Reynolds may have pushed for scene changes without the director's involvement, and speculation that close allies could amplify support online if tensions escalated. With such high-profile backing, Lively seemed positioned not only to influence the film's production, but also to shape the surrounding media narrative. However, as more texts, messages, and behind-the-scenes materials surfaced that allegedly conflicted with her claims, that narrative began to weaken, shifting public perception from that of a victim speaking out to a star determined to dominate the spotlight. As Justin Baldoni began releasing documents and evidence that presented a sharply different version of events, the public narrative shifted quickly. Supporters who had once stood firmly behind Blake Lively started questioning her intentions, revisiting past interviews and noting moments where attention appeared to be redirected back to herself rather than directly addressing concerns. Social media erupted with debate, with some suggesting the timing of the accusations served a hidden purpose, while others who initially supported her felt misled and disappointed. The conversation soon moved away from defending Blake to questioning her motivations, as Baldoni, previously portrayed as the villain, began receiving sympathy from those who believed he was being overwhelmed by the influence of a powerful celebrity shaping the story. Online reactions, including critical memes, fueled broader skepticism about celebrity-driven activism, prompting a deeper discussion about whether personal gain sometimes overshadows truth. At the heart of it all remains a larger concern. If public figures can distort narratives for attention, what impact does that have on serious discussions about harassment and accountability in an industry already burdened by repeated scandals?
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
Really high praise as well. It was just one of those things that felt like a live action Pixar movie. It was something that, I wanted to do something where nobody was being.
Hollywood has long been known for conflict driven by fame, money, and creative control. But the stakes feel higher than ever as the public has become more attentive to stories of mistreatment and abuse. When such narratives are distorted for personal advantage, they risk undermining the progress made toward confronting toxic behavior in the industry. Blake Lively, a high-profile star with a carefully crafted public image and powerful connections, has found herself at the center of this debate, with critics questioning whether her accusations represent a calculated attempt to shape the narrative in her favor. If true, it would point to a troubling pattern in which serious allegations are used as tools for influence rather than accountability. While it is important to recognize that many celebrity claims are legitimate and expose real problems, highly publicized disputes that resemble media-driven spectacles can erode public trust. In these moments, genuine victims, especially those without fame or influence, risk being drowned out as sensational controversy dominates the spotlight. Whether the claims are fabricated or simply exaggerated, one point remains clear. The lawsuit appears to have elevated Blake Lively's public profile more than it has clarified any genuine wrongdoing. If the case ultimately unravels into contradictions and questionable motivations, the greatest loss may be public trust in those who truly deserve to be heard. When a celebrity turns serious accusations into headline-driven drama, the consequences extend far beyond a single individual, weakening the credibility of future claims. This raises an uncomfortable question about whether this controversy will become Blake's lasting legacy, or whether time will reveal a misunderstood actress acting in good faith. Regardless, the broader lesson reaches well beyond the personal conflict at the center of the story, highlighting how fame and influence can be used responsibly or misused with long-lasting consequences. As the situation continues to develop, more details are likely to emerge, ensuring that public attention remains firmly fixed on what comes next.